Annyeonghaseyo minasan, Anime Agent here, and today we're going to play part 2 of Katawa Shoujo. The gate looked far too pompous for what it was. In fact, gates in general seem to do that, but this one especially so. Red bricks, black wrought iron, and grey plaster assembled into a whole that didn't feel welcoming at all. I wondered if it looked like what a gate for a school should look like, but couldn't really decide. Probably no. Of course, I didn't want to get stuck on thinking about the gate for too long, so I entered through it with a brisk pace that felt surprisingly good. Moving forward feels good. Wow, that's... what'd you call it? That's not old school, but yeah. So I walked towards the main building of the Yamuku Academy with this brisk pace. I'm alone, as my parents are taking my stuff to the dorms, and there's supposed to be someone waiting for me. The grounds are incredibly lush, filled with green. It doesn't feel like the kind of ground the school would have, more like a park, with a clean walkway going past trees and the smell of fresh-cut grass and all others park-like things. Words like clean and hygienic pop into my mind. It makes me shudder. I shake them off. Stay open-minded now. It's your new life. You have to take it as it comes. That's what I tell myself. A few big buildings loom behind the leafy canopies, too big and too many for just a school. Everything seems off. It's different from what I thought I knew about schools. It's an uncanny valley. Even though I was told this is my new school, in the back of my head, it doesn't feel like one. I wonder if the feeling is real or caused by my expectations of a school for the disabled. Speaking of that, I don't see anyone else here. It's kinda eerie. It makes me wish there was somebody here so I could anchor myself to something tangible instead of having this feeling that I stepped into another dimension. The trees hum with the wind, and the green hues flashing all around me catch my attention. It makes me think about hospitals again, how they say that the operating rooms are painted green because green is a calming color. So why am I feeling so anxious, despite all this greenery? Only after I stand in front of the haughty main building, I surprise myself by realizing why the gate bothered me. It was the last chance I had to turn back, even if I had no life I could return to. But still, after entering, there was absolutely no way I could go back anymore. Feeling nervous and with this realization set in my head, I opened the front door. So it's more of like a symbolism to him, I guess. Ooh. A tall man with bad posture notices me as I enter. We're the only people in the lobby, so it's only logical. You must be... Nikki? Nakai. So you are. Excellent. I'm your homeroom and science teacher. My name is Muto. Welcome. We exchange a handshake that is neither firm nor sloppy, and he looks at his watch. The head nurse asked you for a brief check-in visit, but there's no time for that now. Oh, should I go later? Yes, afternoon is probably fine. We should get going and introduce you to the rest of the class. They're waiting already. Waiting for me? I don't really like being the center of attention, but I guess it's inevitable in a situation like this. Somehow, not knowing what is waiting for me makes me feel really nervous. Thinking of this, I almost miss what the teacher is saying. Do you want to introduce yourself to the class? Why? Yeah, of course. Why wouldn't you? Okay, well, he is nervous, so I understand the why one, but no, let's be polite. We're gonna do, yeah, of course. Yeah, sure. I mean, isn't that normal? Yes, it is. Of course. When everyone likes to be at the center of attention. Well, it is polite, too. I'm probably one of those people, but I guess I should be the one to give the first impression of myself. Very true, very true. Right. But it's no problem. Let's go, then. My heart is pounding in my chest, and it keeps me thinking about my condition as I follow the teacher up the stairs. The third door down the third floor corridor is marked as a classroom for class 3-3. Way too many threes there. Oh my word. Muto opens the door and enters. Whoa, nice painting. Oh. Good morning, everyone. Sorry I'm late again. I hesitate for a split second at the door, freezing on the spot. Ah, get a grip. This is a big step. I know that. But there isn't any point to worrying so much about it. At least, not this soon. Ooh! I follow the teacher into the classroom and look around, partially so I won't have to meet the curious gaze of my new classmates. So let's see, there's 4 guys and 6 girls, if I can count correctly. Unless the picture is cutting off the other 2 desks over there, I believe. Roger. It's pretty spacious. The ceiling is unusually high, and there's a lot of space left over around and in between the desks. An entire wall taken up by the blackboards and the high old-fashioned windows only make it seem larger. The student desks are just standard wooden desks with a shelf underneath for books and wooden chairs with metal frames. Simple and efficient. I stopped walking and found the classroom and faced the other students. They all look normal, like students in any other school, but then why would they be here? Yeah, they do actually look normal. They're probably like me and have something wrong with them. Only it's just not immediately obvious. Then I noticed that one of the girls seems to be missing the thumb of her right hand. It's a little jarring. Is that the girl with her hand behind her head? Oh! Nice guy in the back, he's sleeping. I like it. Despite the natural tendency to listen when someone's talking about you, I tune out the teacher's speech halfway through while he introduces me to the class. Oh! That girl has prosthetics for her legs. Cool. I notice a flash of dark hair and see that someone is looking at me. A girl with really long, straight hair that is pretty eye-catching. As she sees me looking back at her, she covers her face with her hands, as if it will make her invisible. There was one boy with a cane leaning against the lockers at the rear of the class. It's weird seeing someone so young with a cane. Another girl seems to be making some weird hand motions. Sign language? She peers at me over the rims of her glasses, then goes back to whatever she's doing. She's kind of cute. So is a cheery-looking girl with pink hair sitting next to her. She's really hard to miss. I don't know how I didn't notice her the moment I walked in. The one with the, not the pigtails, the, well, I can only think of drills. That's not the right term for the hairstyle. Please, welcome our newest member. He claps his hands, and so does everyone else, except one girl in the first row who has only one hand. I cringe a little, but hide it by bowing and thanks for this applause I did not deserve. Oh, is that the... Wait, which is the one who had no hand? Okay. A collective silence tells me that I should open my mouth now. So... I'm Hisao Nakai. And after that, my hobbies are reading and soccer. I hope to get along well with everyone, even though I'm a new student. And after that, I'm being so boring. This is exactly like every self-introduction ever. I should say something more exciting. I end up saying nothing, and the teacher picks up from there. Wow, good inspirational speech for yourself, and then just kicking yourself. Everyone seems to be satisfied, even with that little I said. Though, a few girls are whispering to each other, throwing glances at me. It could have gone worse. Yeah, it could have. I listen to the teacher as he drones about getting along with, while letting my gaze sweep across the classroom. Everyone seems to be listening to him intently, and when he's done, they clap their hands again, which feels like a weird thing to do. The first row girl claps on this round, with her one hand against her other wrist that ends in a bandaged stump. Oh, she lost it? Ooh. It makes me feel a little bad. She probably doesn't want your sympathy, though. We're going to be doing some group work today, so they'll give you a chance to talk with everyone. Is that okay with you? Are you talking with me? Oh, you're talking to me, okay. Yeah, it's fine with me. That's good. You can work with Haka Michi. She is the class representative. She can explain anything you might want to know, and who else would be able to do that better, right? How could I know? The teacher passes out the day's assignments, and announces that we will be working in groups of 3. It hits me that I don't know who Hakamichi is. Slow, the teacher seems to catch my helpless expression. Oh right, Hakamichi is right there. She doesn't know Hakamichi. As he calls her name, the cute, bubbly-looking girl with bright pink hair and gold eyes waves her hand at me. I take a seat next to her by the window. How would you know she's bubbly if she's never talked? Okay, well. Hey, I guess you're Hakamichi, right? It's nice to meet you. What? I'm caught off guard by her laughter. It's nice to meet you too, but I'm not Hakamichi. I'm Misha. This is Hakamichi Shi-chan. Giggling, Misha points to the girl next to her, the one I saw using sign language before. It looks like she's been staring at me this whole time. She nods once nonchalantly to show that she acknowledges my presence, but only barely. She has short, yet carefully neatly brushed hair, a pair of oval-shaped glasses balanced on the tip of a dainty nose, and dark blue eyes that seem to alternate every few seconds between analytical and slightly bored. It's nice to meet you. She immediately looks at Misha, who smiles and makes a few quick gestures with her hands. Hakamichi nods and makes a few gestures of her own. I started to wonder if teacher was messing with me, saying things like, "You'll be able to talk to people, and who better to explain things to you." I can see you're a little confused, right? Right? But I understand why you would think I was Shi-chan. Shi-chan is deaf, so I'm the person who translates things back and forth for her. Okay, that makes sense. I'm like an interpreter. She says it's nice to meet you too. You're a new student, aren't you? Well, Shi-chan, of course he is. If he wasn't, he wouldn't have been standing up there for no reason, right? Right? Well, she is bubbly, I'll give you that. He had very good first impressions of her. He seems like a very interesting person, doesn't he? We knew there was going to be a new student, but we didn't know you would be here today so soon. He-chan, wait, did they forget an S in there or just, okay. He-chan? Yep, it fits, doesn't it? Oh, you're calling me He-chan, okay, wow. Did I say too loud? It's just a surprise. I've never liked that nickname. Whoa, he's actually been called that before? Actually, He-chan, okay, actually that makes sense. I don't really see how. It fits! You look just like I imagined. What's that expression? Yeah, you look just like He-chan. I wonder why everyone seems to think so. He-chan, is that a word in Japanese? Hakamichi taps her fingers on the desk to get Misha's attention. They gesture back and forth at each other excitedly, their hands a blur. Misha seems a little overwhelmed. Sorry about that. Shi-chan wants you to know that she's the class rep, so if there's anything you need to know, you can feel free to ask her. Do you like the school so far? We can show you around a little if you haven't had the time to walk around and familiarize yourself with it. Misha stumbles with the hard word a bit, making it stick out in her otherwise fluid translation. Thanks, that would be pretty helpful. Yeah, I just kind of came straight to class today. Oh, she's frowning. That's no good. You should always try to learn as much as you can about where you're going before you go there. Not just with the school either. Always, even if it's a trip to the convenience store. Really, Shi-chan. Learn about where you're going? I guess I didn't bother to do that, or just didn't care enough to do so. I didn't look forward to this, even if I committed myself to go along with it half-assedly, but anyway. I don't say anything, and Misha signed something that ends in a shrug. What was that? It seems like it was about me. I feel like slumping over in my seat. Both of them are smiling, but that shrug hit me unexpectedly deeply. You look down. Are you okay? Don't take it the wrong way, please. I hate it when people are afraid to ask questions. That's how people learn things, by asking. Asking for help is perfectly normal, as much as needed help. Stop looking like you just failed a test. Alright. And another thing. You don't have to call Shi-chan something so formal like Hakamichi or class rep all the time. Just call her Shi-chan. Insho. Class rep Insho, yep. Oh, she's she's blushing. Okay, maybe that's too casual. Maybe Shizunu would be more appropriate? Yep, I can do that. Yep, Shizunu is fine. Okay, that would be a lot easier for me. I feel a lot more at ease. Both of them seem so friendly, so I feel like an idiot for being so apprehensive earlier. Especially about Shizune, who I assumed would be all business. Well, she still seems like that, just less so, I guess. Huh? Alright, we haven't even touched the assignment. We should start work now, or Shi-chan will get mad. Ooh. The assignment is also kind of long, so we should start now if we want to finish it before the end of class. Wahaha, that too! Now she seems mad. Shizunu glares at the two of us impatiently. I don't need to know sign language to understand that. Oh, yep, the classical incho. Yeah. Okay, I get the message. Don't, you know, you're not. After class, we can take a walk around the grounds together. It's a nice day today, okay? The assignment is actually very challenging to get through, combining aspects of being both difficult and unnecessarily long. Still, we finished it a few minutes earlier than anyone else in the class, despite our late start. Shizunu and Misha are really capable. They're quite different, though. The class rep is all calm and professional as she looks, while Misha is a lot more playful and girlish, not to mention a little more easily distracted. To be honest, the two of them did most of the work. I feel guilty about that. The clock tower bell rings, signaling the end of the period. Time for lunch. And that wonderful painting. Without knowing what else to do, I follow Misha, who is beckoning me into the hallway and down the stairs. We descend even below the lobby where I met Muto, down to the bottom floor. Ooh. Just like everyone in this school, the cafeteria seems too spacious and oddly modern in contrast to the classic exterior. Its big windows open to the courtyard towards the main gate. It's the cafeteria! Her enthusiastic statement of the obvious makes people around us stare, but Misha doesn't seem to care, so we proceed through the line. There's a rather long list of menu options, which seemed great until I realized that many of them are to accommodate students who need special diets. How nice. It almost feels like I'm back at the hospital, eating portions measured with scientific precision to meet the needs of patients. Sorry, I was not coughing at that line. I pick something at random and follow Shizunu to the table sitting opposite of her. As I nibble indifferently at the food I'd rather not eat, Misha pokes me in the side to get my attention and points to Shizunu. I don't understand signs, so the point escapes me. Maybe looking at a person who talks to you is proper and polite? You want to know something? What? About anything. We're your guides. You should ask if there's something. I wonder. Okay, choices. Ask about Shizunu's deafness. Ask about the library. I think I got everything I need to know. Well, we're not gonna do option 3. Ask about her deafness. Yeah, I don't think I really need to know about the library. At least at this moment. Shizunu intrigues me, and I kind of want to ask something about her. But I can't really ask about something at person, can I? I can't come up with anything else to ask, so I just focus on my food while the girls talk between themselves. Really? Was that choice even necessary? Misha and Shizunu sign back and forth very animately, throwing sideways glances at me, but Misha refrains from translating. Maybe they're talking about secret girl stuff or something. I quickly notice the conversation in sign is not enough to fill a silence. We arrive in the classroom early, but we're not the first. The dark-haired girl I noticed before slumped over her desk at the last row. Ooh, she's got a bad burn. Oh, we scared her. She jumps a little when Misha crashes into the room with the elegance of a rhino. Don't call a girl fat. She shrinks deeper into her seat. I can feel the tension all the way from here, as if she were slowly turning to stone just from our presence. Misha and Shizune either don't notice or don't mind it, as they walk directly past to their seats and begin to converse. And she slinks out of view. I'm left wondering about her, even when the classroom slowly fills with other students, and finally, the teacher. Getting into the rhythm of school feels strange. It's as if my brain remembers how this is done, but my body doesn't. Towards the end of the class, I start yawning and counting the minutes left. I shouldn't be this tired on my first day of school. Maybe it's the long time spent in the hospital that makes me feel like this. I'm even feeling physically weak and lifeless. Before long, the final bell rings. School is finally over for the first day. Beside me, Misha and Shizunu are having a short conversation. After a bit of deliberation, Misha turns to me.
Unfortunately, we can't stay and show you around today, Hee-chan. We got to hurry already since there's a lot of work for us to do. You'll find your way around here, I'm sure of it.
I don't know, Shizunu kind of reminds me of, who's the girl and is this a zombie? The necromancer. Not Sue. Wow, I forgot. Okay, I know my animes. Wait, the teacher said I'd have to see the nurse. Where do I have to go?
Is that so? We can at least show you that much. Come on, the nurses have their own building, so we have to go outside.
And the wonderful painting. We join the flow of students making their way down the stairwell and outside, with the girls pointing out other senior classrooms in the same hallway as ours. When we get outside, the girls make their way to the smaller building right next to the school. What small building? It's built in the same style, so it looks like it's actually part of the main building.
This is the auxiliary building here. There's a lot of official and important stuff inside, like the Yamaku Foundation office and all the nurses' offices. They even have a swimming pool.
Great, I need to know that. How is that official?
Don't be silly, Hee-chan. It's for physical therapy, of course.
Wow, I kinda ticked off the class ref.
Anyway, all the nursing staff facilities are in there too. The head nurse office is on the first floor. You'll be fine from here, right? Here, right? We'll be going then. See you tomorrow.
Yeah, thanks. Bye. A whole building for stuff that has nothing to do with the actual education? I guess it's necessary for a place like this. I walk in, hoping that this really will be only a quick visit like the teacher said. Okay, there is no music right now, and if those lights were out, it'd be kind of eerie. On a white door on the left side is a green cross with the text, Head Nurse, and a nameplate. A voice from the inside responds to my knock almost immediately, but I can't quite make it out. It sounds a bit like an invitation to open the door, so I invite myself further in. The room is not large, and it smells strange. A friendly-looking man turns around in his office chair to face me as I enter. His desk is neat and tidy, but the bin under the table is overflowing with used medical utensils, and there are at least a dozen coffee cups rings lingering on the desk. Hello there, what can I do for you today? Smiling man, I like it. He's a young-looking and sort of rugged, but the dimples in his cheeks wash that impression away when he smiles. Are you the nurse? He smiles like a person who has heard this very same question hundreds of times. Why, yes. Yes, I am. It says so on the door, no? Yeah, you can call me by my name, or just the nurse, like everyone else. I think I'll call you the Smiling Man, because it's introduced to you like that. Of course. I shake off my confusion, realizing I probably should grab his extended hand. His handshake is rather firm and friendly. Right, I'm a new student, and my homeroom teacher told me to come and meet you. My name is Hisao Nakai. His eyes light up with a revelation, and he snaps his fingers. Oh, you're that Nakai! I was just reading your file in the morning. Some kind of chronic arrhythmia-related congenital heart muscle deficiency, right? He gestures me to sit down in a vacant armchair in front of his desk. Yes. Good. Well, you've probably been briefed about the school enough, so I'll just go over this quickly. We have all kinds of facilities available, mostly physical therapy and such. There's always someone from my staff around, even at night, so never hesitate to call us if there's a problem. The famous 24-hour nursing staff. Wow, this is like a hospital. Well, not exactly. For instance, we don't do brain surgery here. His jokes feel so out of place that I'm left thinking why he even said that. Yeah, just that it's really weird to have so many medical people at school is what I meant. You'll get used to it. I'm not so sure of that myself, but I don't let Now, let me just find your file again. While he searches for something from his computer and shuffles stacks of papers around, I let my gaze wander around the room. It's the epitome of generic, I'd like to say. Beige walls and ceiling, dark gray laminate flooring, and all the equipment you'd expect from a school nurse's office. Even the ridiculous educational posters are hanging on all four walls, reminding me to eat properly 3 times a day and from all the food groups. Smiling, the nurse draws a thick file from a stack of similar thick files and opens it. So you've already had your medication for the arrhythmia. Just remember to take your pills every morning and evening, or it won't be much help. Apart from that, do you do any sports? Rash stuff like, I don't know, boxing? He grins to his own joke, but I don't. Well, I played soccer occasionally with some classmates. Alright, I'm afraid I'm gonna have to recommend you refrain from doing that, at least for the time being. Oh. My lack of reaction makes him raise an eyebrow, but really, I'm not bothered by him forbidding me to kick a ball around. I guess I never did it out of burning passion for the sport, just to have something to do. Any kind of concussion might be dangerous for your heart, and risking another attack is not a good idea. Was the previous one caused by a sudden concussion to the chest area? There is no mention of the cause in your papers. Not exactly. I sidestepped the question acceptably, and he glances at me over his papers with a more serious expression on his face. Still, you need to keep your body healthy, so some exercise would do you good. We have physical therapy and such available, as I said, but I don't think you really need such heavy measures. Just get some light exercise instead regularly. Brisk walks or even light jogging, jumping rope, that sort of thing. Swimming maybe? There's a pool here. So I was told. You were? Very good. At any rate, I'm sure you've been told this before. You just need to take care not to overexert yourself. He wags his finger to emphasize the point. No need really, I've heard this 1,000 times already. Absolutely no unnecessary risks. Take care of yourself. Okay. He goes over my papers one more time and sets them on the desk, obviously content. Good, that's it then. Come meet me if you ever need something. I mush it out before I even realize it. A quick visit indeed. I end up standing in front of the main building, an auxiliary building, although to my eyes they still look one and the same. It's the first real look I get at the other students, so I watch people coming out of the school, going towards the gates or the dorms. Everyone seems to know where they're going. And I still keep thinking that most of them don't look too special for being students at a special school. Then again, neither do I. Does that make me one of them? One of us? I should go somewhere too, to prevent me from getting lost. It's around dinner time, but I feel tired instead of hungry. The weariness in me only grows as I trudge towards the dorms, set a little way apart from the main building complex. There's a garden of sorts between the school and the dorms, shrubbery, flowers and that, overbearing smell of fresh-cut grass that fills the atmosphere. It dawns on my tired mind that the smell feels novel because I haven't been outside at all for so long. The dorm building is big and made of red bricks, like the others. It feels way too pompous for what it is, so I push forward, going inside. It takes more time than necessary to fish out the key I was given from my pocket. Room 119. Despite the orient exterior, the inside of the dorm is fairly new, functional, and boring. Just like in the main building, the halls and doors are wide to accommodate wheelchairs. The same goes for elevators at the end of the hallways. I poke my head around the corner of the common room door. Inside, a few students watching television. One nods and gives a quick hello before turning back to the TV. Seems that only the girls around here are sociable. I suppose that's perfectly fine with me. I climb the stairs to the upper floor. Here, small corridors branch out from the main hallway. Each of these minor halls seem to have a toilet and a shower, as well as 4 rooms. About halfway down the hall, I spy room 119. The nameplate on the room adjacent to mine are blank. I guess there are just 2 of us here. Light shines from below the door of room 117, so I knock lightly. Hello? Is anyone home? From inside, I hear a few movements, then the clicking of way more locks than I thought these doors had. After a moment, the door squeaks open. Alright guys, I think I'm gonna end the episode here, considering we just met a new character, so, that's actually a really bad way to end the episode, but, anyways, I will see you guys all later, not literally, in the next episode. See you, bye!